Cooking with Dandy, cooking with Dandy. Cooking with Dandy, cooking with Dandy. Hey, welcome to this episode of Cooking with Dandy. We're in the Dandy test kitchen. I've got my sous chef Macy, I've got my sous chef Star. They're working with me today. Don't worry, they've washed their paws. Everything's going to be clean. Everything's going to be fine and dandy. Today, if you're a believer in the First Amendment and a lover of cooking, well, this is the show for you, because we're making lemon pound cake. Lemon pound cake. This is everything you're going to need today. Accusing an innocent man of kidnapping is cold. Cold is bad. Let all your cold ingredients come up to room temperature before you begin. You want your lemon pound cake to be light, airy, and free, with the freedom to express itself. All right, it's time to turn these lemons into juice and zest. We aren't measuring now, you get what you get. So we're going to cut them in half and really squeeze them out into a measuring cup. Squeeze enough to ensure there are no narcotics or kidnapping victims inside those lemons. Now, if you had a juicer, that's probably best, but I don't, so I'm just going to try and use a little bit of brute strength here. Don't worry about seeds. You can always pick those out later. I just tried to pick them out beforehand to keep it clean. It's not bad. It's not bad. Basically, you need to have about 2 tablespoons left over to be doing your lemon glaze. We're going to use about half of what we're able to get in the recipe and hope that there's still 2 tablespoons left at the end. Keep your husks out. We need those to make zest with. All right, that's not too bad. What did we get there? Almost 4 ounces. So we'll use 2 ounces in the recipe and about 2 ounces in, well, maybe we'll try and squeeze out just a little bit more.
Get ourselves up to that 4-ounce mark. Well, I have no idea. Is 2 ounces the same as 2 tablespoons? 2 ounces lemon? Those things we'll find out at that step. Yeah, we're not quite there, but we're fine with that. What we're going to do next is get some zest out of these rinds. We want to catch this in a container as well. We'll use a bowl.
Set aside our lemon juice. A little messy there. Move over slightly. No, I can't see. We'll put it in the juice. Who cares? Putting it in the juice. All right, next. Rasping lemon. So you don't want to get your fingers in here. You just want to rasp on. There we go. That's pretty good. Just want to come down to the pith there. You don't want to get too far into it. Flavor's all in the yellow. And a little juice gets in the bowl, that's fine too. You're going to be adding the juice and the zest at the same time. So, and the juice that gets in the bowl here, not going to affect things too poorly. You do want to remove any seeds that happen to pop into the bowl. Nobody likes a lemon pound cake with seeds, not even Officer Pound Cake.
Okay, that's pretty good. Halfway there.
You can get a pretty good grip on the lemon by putting your fingers inside. You just want to make sure you've properly washed your hands before making this recipe.
That's another one.
It's a decent amount. That's decent. We can get by with that. We also have an ingredient that'll give us a little secret weapon for flavor too. So hopefully you've purchased it looking at the ingredient list, but it's a surprise to you. You don't need to use it. You can get by. But a little lemon extract is going to kick up that pound cake to freedom of expression power. I think that's pretty good. Now we're going to keep these lemon halves if we don't have, we don't have enough juice later. We're going to give these an extra squeeze when we're doing the icing. Next, you're going to want to preheat your oven. I like to set it to 350 and then turn it down to 325 just before I open the door. Just like a search warrant, you want to make sure that the temperature is correct before you execute your door open. All right, now it's time to grease your bundt pan. Don't skimp out. I'm using about a quarter cup of butter here. If your cake sticks to the pan, you're going to need a lot of extra glaze if you still expect Officer Pound Cake to gaze upon your baking instead of your suit pocket money. My mom's advice, use some flour after greasing to ensure a perfect release. So once you've got your pan nicely, evenly greased up, take about a quarter cup of your cake and pastry flour. Just kind of grease up the, or not grease up, but basically want it to get all over the sides here now. You want it to stick to everywhere. If you did a good job, it's going to stick all over the pan. Unlike the charges against Afroman, which didn't stick because he had no kidnapping victims or narcotics in his suit pockets. or his CDs. Yeah, just keep doing that. It's going to keep coating everywhere that you greased. If you didn't grease, then it's not going to coat it, and that's maybe a sign that you didn't grease enough. Just get it nice and floury. All nice and floury. All right, there we go. And you can use all-purpose flour. I'm using cake flour because this is a cake, but I think you can get away with all-purpose flour. All right, looking good, looking good. Just dump out the excess. All you need is what's coating the sides, so if you don't need it, then you don't need it. Perfect. Just set the pan aside once it's nice and coated. All right, now it's time to get out the hardware. You're going to be creaming 1 cup of butter with 2.5 cups of sugar. Now this is only 2 cups, but that's how much it measures, so I'm going to measure out the rest in a second. So let's start with a little bit of sugar in there, a few sticks of butter. Set that on, well, let's see, we better lock it in. Is that locked? Yeah, that's the lock button. And oh, okay, let's just go down there until it gets a little bit more stir going. And some more sugar. Sticks of butter. You don't need to cut it into sticks. It's a lot easier to add it if you do. It's another example of where bringing your ingredients to room temperature is going to have helped you out. If you did that. If you didn't, you might be having problems at this stage. There's my cup of butter. There's the rest of the sugar. Let's get another 1/2 cup in here. There we go. Bring that up to medium. Whoa, things are happening. Okay. Don't bring it up to medium unless it's not flying out of the mixing bowl. Alright, now we got some. While that's going on, you take 3.5 cups of flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and the same amount of salt, and mix that together in a big bowl. Should have had a big bowl ready for this thing. You don't have a big bowl, you can always use a big soup pot. Oh, that is getting creamy. Okay, that's working exactly as planned. So let's get different measuring, or no, we'll use the same measuring cup. You want 3.5 cups of flour. Oh, that's 2 cups of cake flour. That is 1.5 cups. That makes 3.5. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I pre-measured that. Brought it to the test kitchen myself. We'll get that in there. And the same amount of salt. Just go eyeball on that. Got a little Parliament sea salt here. Oh, that's getting nice and fluffy. Look at that. Thank you, Macy. Keeping an eye on things. I appreciate it. We're going to want to mix that together. Just going to use a regular old fork for that. Thank you for keeping an eye on me, Macy. Everything to your liking here? Yep, good. You don't want the butter sugar. Go on. Go on. The job is to observe, not to snack. Alright, that's all I'm mixing. So I'm going to mix it together. Don't forget about the butter sugar. If it's fluffy, you might be ready for eggs. This recipe, I'm using 7 eggs, 1 for each Sherriff deputy that illegally raided. Well, I don't know if it's illegal, but he definitely incorrectly raided Afroman's house. Give him a little tap on the counter, crack them open, one at a time. Oh, that's looking nice now. Someone keep an eye on Randy Walters. And watch out for Officer Pound Cake. We've got something happening here. 2 more eggs to crack. Hope that was recording, because if it wasn't, I can't undo it. We are recording. That's fantastic, okay? Slow down the mixer. Now it's time for everything to come together. So first start adding the flour mixture, then dump in a bunch of sour cream, then the rest of your flour, then the rest of the sour cream. We're using 1.5 cups of sour cream in this recipe. I might as well get that measured out now. And yeah, room temperature sour cream smells delicious if you haven't smelled it.
There we go. 1.5 cups of sour cream. Start with some.
And we'll dump in some flour. This is where using a proper bowl might come in handy.
That's about half.
Dump in the rest of the sour cream. Get the rest of this flour in there. All right, so when life gives you lemons, that's when you turn your bad times into good times. Make lemon pound cake. This is a step that turns it from baking to backing a champion of the First Amendment. You're going to take about half your lemon juice, all your zest, and a teaspoon and a half of lemon extract to really make this cake pop. Let's get those ingredients together. Get all that zest in there. Delicious fresh zest. You're doing this at the end to keep it from curdling. As soon as it's mixed, you kind of want to take it off. This is just the last step. Don't fuck around, or you'll find out. Okay, that's pretty good. A little bit more. Okay, that's that. And what was the last thing? We're putting in a little bit of lemon extract. There we go. There we go. That's all the ingredients. Once it's mixed, you stop immediately. Just like the sheriff should have stopped immediately when there was no kidnapping victims in Afroman's pockets. Overmixing is like over-searching. It's not good. Turn off that mixture just like they turned off Afroman's security cameras. All right, now it's time to take the batter, put it in your bunt pan. Nice and easy, it'll find its way. You can help that last little bit out. And you don't need all of it. You can wash some of it out. This is a generous recipe. You've got enough to fill your bunt pan. You're pretty much done here. Now you're going to take your spatula and just smooth it out. You just want to smooth out this layer here. Smooth, nice and smooth. Just one even layer. No ripples. This is the bottom of your cake, so nice and easy. Perfect. Now you're going to want to tap this bunt pan, same way that Afroman tapped Randy Walter's wife. Don't be shy, just tap that pan. Yeah, you can do a round two. Do a second round. You can't tap it enough. Really want to tap it. There we go. Bring all that air out of the cake, out of the batter. Just tap it, tap it, tap it. All right. Well, now it's oven time. Remember to drop your temp down to 325 after you get it in there. Now you're probably going to want to cook that for an hour, maybe a little more. I'm going to give it 75 minutes. You might want to do a toothpick test after an hour. Where did that accent come from? You might want to do a toothpick test after an hour. But yeah, set it, forget it, go do something. Spend some time relaxing, enjoying life. Don't forget that you got a cake in the oven if you're going to get high. Set a timer. Hope you didn't forget about your bunt cake. It's been about 75 minutes and oh my. I don't think I want it. I need 2 gloves. I think I got a little bit more rice than I wanted here. Maybe it's good. Look at that. Look at that. That's something. That's it. That doesn't look like a bottom. So you're going to want to let this cool for at least 15 minutes. This is just science. Hot things expand like the smoke in my lungs. Cool things contract like this cake in the pan. If you take a smoke break and just let it be. Turn off your oven, because if you are smoking, you don't want to forget Because you got high.
Fuck, that looks good. That looks like the fucking top. This is the bottom. Fuck me. How's that gonna be the bottom? Maybe I made too much. Oh well, it is what it is. We'll come back in 15 minutes.
All right, I told you we'd be back in 15 minutes to pop the cake out of the pan, but I fooled you. We're gonna use this time because I know some of you all are impatient, and sometimes just like cops will execute a search warrant before they have any evidence. And I start the recipe without getting to that part. Just like cops will execute a search warrant without getting any evidence, you don't want to get ahead of yourself when it's time to pop the cake out of the pan. So what we're gonna do is make the glaze for the lemon pound cake. Take your 1.5 cups of icing sugar and put that into a bowl. Probably should have used a larger bowl. Yeah, we're going to use a larger bowl. That looks like it would be a mess. Use a larger bowl. And your remaining lemon juice, as well as a clean fork. We'll get that in here. Make a little well in the middle. Don't want to get any seeds in there. Make sure that no seeds have gotten in. As you can see, I'm starting in the middle. Make a little well. Keep stirring in the dry ingredients until you got yourself a nice little glaze there. There is the seed I saw. Did you find a seed? You want to pull it out like that for sure. Let's get you. Oh, that can be a little taster bit too. That's going to be good. Well, that's good. Now you want it to be thick, but if it's too thick, you can go back to your lemons and try and just get a little bit more juice out of them. But I think we're okay. You don't want your pound cake dripping. You want the icing to kind of stick on top. And we're not icing it right now. We're just kind of gonna let this sit. It's gonna need a lot longer to cool before this goes on it, but this was just to take your time. So you gave it proper time to cool. And there we go, that's your icing. You can see by letting your cake cool, the edges of the pan, there is just a gap. It's enough of a gap that your cake should drop out of this. It's still hot though, it's still warm. And it says you do want to get it out of here because it's time for it to stop cooking. So, moment of truth. Let's see what happens. Now you can put this out onto like a wire cookie sheet, but based off of how, here's what we're gonna do. Here's what we're gonna do. Got the plate on upside down here. Just gonna flip it. There we go. There we go. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. That is something to behold. I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with how that looks. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you see what happens in the pan there? So that just becomes like a nice little flour butter mixture. It's nothing, didn't stick to your, well, some of it stuck to the cake. It'd be delicious. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know what? I understand why they were eyeing up the lemon pound cake. Sort of thing that makes you want to put down your Glock and have a slice. So we're just going to give this another hour to cool. You can see that it's lifted up off of the plate here by its extended bottom, so that's almost going to work ideal as compared to a wire rack. So if you end up with a flat bottom, by all means use a wire rack. If your bottom is generous like my bottom and you like big bottom bundt cakes, this is a way that you can air it out on a ceramic plate. All right, it's time to ice this little piece of perfection, call it a day. You're gonna need to whip up your icing again just to get a little bit of heat to it so it's spreadable. But if you're happy with the consistency before, you should be happy with it after a little bit of a stir. Should be thick. It's too runny, it's just gonna slide right off. You just want to center it near the crest of your bundt here. All right, I think we're whipped up. Let's get my spreading tool. And, well, let's get this started here. Let's just drizzle some of that on. Oh yeah. That's coming together. All right, well, fuck me if that isn't fucking awesome. You know what, after creating this, I haven't even tasted this yet. I don't blame Officer Pound Cake one bit. That would catch my eye. I would totally lose track of the search warrant. The fact that there's no kidnapping victims in suit pockets or in the lemon pound cake.
Now, you're going to want to tap this bundt pan, same way that Afroman tapped Randy Walter's wife. Don't be shy, just tap that pan. Yeah, you can do a round two. Do a second round. You can't tap it enough. Really want to tap it. There we go. Bring all that air out of the cake, out of All right.
Everything was fine and dandy.